Hello everyone and welcome to the newest episode. I'm Marina and I run the channel Dating Beyond Borders. And today we are in Croatia. I went to Croatia this fall, namely to Zagreb, the capital city, and Zadar, a city on the Dalmatian coast, to talk to locals and foreigners about Croatian culture and also to compare these two places. Before we go any further, make sure to subscribe for more on cultural content and onto the video. What is one true stereotype that people have about Croatians?
That we are tall, but if you go to the western part, closer to Slovenia, like one of my brothers-in-law is from there, and he's shorter, and he's a family joke.
Maybe we are loud. I would say that they stereotype worse. We like to eat and drink. That's true.
Susretljivi su, vole upoznavati nove ljude, vole piti alkohol, vole se veseliti, a vole i plakati. Imaju emocije, osjećaje. Naravno, tu ima miješane krvi, je bilo svega tokom ovih stoljeća.
Do you think it's true that they're warm, hospitable?
Yeah, I think it's true.
Is it more towards the Dalmatian coast or more Zagreb?
I think Zagreb is more friendly, more than here.
Iskreni ljudi.
Here,
Iskrenje, authentic, genuine.
yeah, genuine. People here is more
Rude?
Yeah.
Thinking about money. First,
They wanna
money.
get more money.
Never enough money.
We don't like working. When you love this job, what you doing, we are expert, number one in the world.
Dalmatinci su ljeni.
We are not from here.
Where are you from?
From Virovitica.
We hear that people from there is very lazy because they start at 9 a.m. and they are, I will go there later.
So more lazy than people from Montenegro or less lazy?
I don't know.
Do you agree with the stereotype that you think Croatians from the coast are lazy?
No.
No? Not true?
No. Maybe sometimes, but...
Croatians, they say all the time, pomalo, pomalo. It's true?
Yes, just slowly, and we are not busy. We don't like a business, just business. For example, you're a nice girl. I want to see you, something sitting, macchiato drink, or something. That's better.
What does it mean, pomalo, when people say that?
Pomalo. That's also a way of life, of course. Just take it easy. No hurry. You can do it also tomorrow, something. Leave it.
Do you live by this way of life?
Sometimes, yes. If I'm not sure if I need to do that today, I can leave it for tomorrow.
Do you say that in Zagreb or no?
No.
Things move fast.
People come here and like, why are you always in a hurry? I don't know. Maybe we took some mentality from, I don't know, Vienna or something like that. When you go to Ljubljana, it's similar like in Zagreb. So Slovenia and Croatia, yeah. Here we're at a melting point between everyone because in Zagreb there are many people from Bosnia and Herzegovina living here, so they give us this spirit. Zagreb people, we're a little bit boring, I have to admit, you know? We're too polite, we're too, I don't know, we're too West.
I think that we are rude. People say what they really think here, no matter how harsh it is sometimes.
I was born here. My mom's Croatian and my dad's American. They seem rude to Americans because Americans aren't used to being direct. But here, it's better to be direct than not say anything at all, especially if it helps. I would rather tell someone, hey, that shirt doesn't suit you. You can put on another one to compliment your face. We mean well when we say it. We're not rude. And then to someone else who doesn't have experience with such bluntness, they would be like, you're not complimenting me? What's going on? And we're like, no, we're honest. We want you to look good, so look good.
We are tough and no filters, but we are always there for each other.
Propuh is a huge thing. A pensioner or someone, they're like, the draft can kill you. They always say you shouldn't be in the draft with wet hair because you'll get sick, you'll get a cold or whatever.
It's true.
It is true, but sometimes people, especially older ladies, they make this boogeyman out of the draft, and it's just close the window.
Žene su jako lijepe, muškarci su jako snažni.
Balkan women really dressing up and trying to look their best, and the men just fully not trying at all.
That is true. Men dress up for work if they have to, but when you see them off work, they're all like in track suits, like almost like those memes, you know. But women, yeah, they really take care of their looks. The other day I had to deal with my electricity bill and I had to go to the place for it. I came there all dressed up, like hair down, makeup, and one of them took my form and he filled it for me, the whole thing. Day after, I go to self-serve car wash. I look like how I would look on a regular basis in Canada. I didn't know how to start the machine. And I called the guy who works there. Excuse me, I don't know what to do. He takes that gun from me and you gotta read. You gotta read.
So basically you get completely different treatment if you look good and if you don't.
Completely different treatment.
What is the truest stereotype that people have about Balkans?
It's not the same to be a Serb or Croatian or from Bosnia, you know. So, for example, I have many friends in Belgrade. They think that Croat guys are like girls, you know. We are not real men, etc., etc. So I don't know. Slovenians are the most cultural ones. They're like Austrians. Then Croatia mix of something. Then if you want to meet real guys, then you go to Belgrade or Zagreb and things like that. So that's stereotype here.
Why do Serbians think that Croatian men are not real men?
I don't know, ask them. Maybe because the way we talk, it's funny for them, the way we talk. We are trying to be polite. They're like really...
Macho,
yeah, direct, yeah, and they all have beards, of course, you know, so, yeah. So it's always funny. They're always making fun of us, but we love them.
If a foreigner is coming to Croatia, what do you think is something that might surprise them a little bit about the people, the mentality?
Stranci se čude, Hrvati vole počastiti ljude bez obaveza. Ono, gle, stranci su, ma daj popis nama, veseli se, uživaj, vole upoznavati ove ljude. Nekima je to malo ono scary, ono, zašto me časti, misle da ima neki skriveni motiv. Nema.
Something curious I wanted to point out is my experience of going to this bar to do the interview. Me and Jelena, my help, were treated incredibly. We got offered shots and shots and shots of rakia. And this really made me think about the Croatian culture and Balkan culture in general, is that in Canada, everyone's equally polite, but you cannot expect these kind of surprises. Whereas in Croatia, you may not get the best treatment, where someone may be gruff, even downright rude, because they're not in a good mood. But seconds later, they kind of like you and they want to treat you to something, and they will do so because they simply want to, with nothing expected in return.
When I was in Brussels, as expats, we were together all the time, but if you want to meet a Belgian person, it's almost impossible. And in Croatia, when people see foreigners, they're like, oh my God, foreigners, just come, there's a shot, or come to my house and things like that. So I would say that not only in Croatia, but also Balkans, we are warm. Like we want to hang out and talk to people, meet new people.
I find my experience here is when you go out with your friends or someone, they're less likely to have the phone on the table, the phone in their hand, phone easily accessible. In Australia, it's very common. You'll go to a restaurant and majority of people there will be on their phones texting. Even if they look like they're on a date, they'll still be on their phones, which I'm not seeing as much here.
A lot of American people, like especially older ones, I can say from experience because my grandparents have come here a couple of times. They come from a small town in the States and everyone knows each other and everyone's smiley and everything. And when they come here, they look at people, smile at them or say hi or something, and then people look weird at them. Because, I mean, as much as people are connected here, because people jokingly say that Zagreb is a village metropolis, because everyone knows each other and it's like small but big. They tend to find it weird that we seem a bit more closed off at first. When it comes to Balkan people, especially Croatians, it's just, you know, at first you're closed off and then you're like, hey, you're my friend, whatever.
You know, in Canada, they're like, yes nation, or the whole North America, they're like, you can do whatever you set your mind to. But here is like, you can't do anything. You have to finish your school, university, get a job, get married, have kids, at least 3.
Everything different. For example, if you lunch in one restaurant and you visit Croatia next year in the same restaurant, the meat maybe will be so bad.
Quality is getting worse.
Sometimes quality got down, sometimes up.
The price is going.
It's not that always go down.
People are just starting to work on mental health now and trying to understand the things. So when I had this nervous breakdown, my best friend from Canada, she advised me to see a therapist. And my best friend from Croatia, she advised me to see an exorcist. I can't make this shit up.
So in Australia, obviously, like the policing is much more strict, to say the least. It's harder to talk yourself out of a parking ticket or a speeding ticket, whereas here that's not so much of a problem. So yesterday I parked illegally. I played a little bit dumb and pulled the half English, half Croatian and talked my way out of it. But more or less you can have the attitude of like, look, you and I both know I'm not paying this fine. So
That's a really great thing in everyday life, unless shit hits the fan.
absolutely. Then you need to pull out the cash and start bribing for sure.
Like in North America and Australia, even alcohol is measured, right? Because there's like only a certain amount that you're allowed and you pay extra if not.
Yeah. Whereas here the bartenders will be drunk themselves. So
What I see with one of my sisters, so she still lives in Sesvete, that's where I grew up. She has 3 kids, her brother-in-law has 2 kids, their best friend has 3 kids, and they are all kind of same age, and they all live like this little commune, like, and everyone is just taking care of each other's kids, and if I can pick it up, you will pick it up. They're all just, together. Kids in Canada are truly iPad kids.
I've been to Croatia many times throughout my life, namely to the Dalmatian coast. And this is the first time that I have actually gone to the capital city, Zagreb. And the first thing that I noticed upon checking into my Airbnb was the park next door. I live in Canada, and you don't often see so many parents and kids and grandparents all in one space. Parks were filled with people, with families, with kids running around, and it gave me a very nostalgic feeling, something that we don't feel that often. I mean, it's a feeling that I used to feel when I was a kid and I was growing up in Eastern Europe, and something that I really miss in our North American world.
depending where you live in Australia, for the most part you'll be driving everywhere. You drive to the door of the restaurant, you go inside, you sit, you go back, you sit in the car and you drive home, and then you go to bed. Here you walk everywhere. After dinner it's not uncommon to go for even an hour stroll before you go home, and that's something that really drew me to this lifestyle. Yes, you can get that in Sydney, but it's just not the same and it doesn't feel the same.
What have been some of the difficult things to get used to?
I got a job at one really popular, big, huge Croatian TV company. I worked there for 7 weeks, got a nervous breakdown, quit, and have no interest in working for Croatian companies other than mine anymore. My boss was this 60-year-old Croatian man, and he would spend his time with his feet on the table, cursing and just treating us like an asshole, That's just a short part of the story. I don't want to get sued, so I won't go into details. When I quit, everyone was like, "You are crazy. How could you quit? It was such a great job. You can make so much progress there." And every boss in Croatia is an asshole. After 10 years in Canada and now I'm back here, I'm trying to live this Canadian life philosophy where I'm trying to take the best from each part, Be a little bit calmer, but also be a little bit more honest, mind my own business, take care of my mental health, but still be there for my family and friends.
See an exorcist.
Yeah, see an exorcist.